Hey everybody, pop up Thursday morning. It's John Hope Bryant. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Just had to ask Andy, my able, amazing driver here. That's Andy. No, I'm not driving. It's John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, and CEO of Operation Hope, America's first nonprofit financial services network for the poor, the struggling class, the teetering class. In one of the greatest cities in America, but we're back. So it's John Hope Bryant, and I'm in Columbus, Ohio. It's a great American city, and it's 4% unemployment here, people. 4%. So if you're looking for a job, you know anybody looking for a job, come to Columbus. Actually the whole state of Ohio is 4% unemployment. So what are you complaining about? Wherever you are, drop your bag. Change your life. Come to Ohio. It's a great state. I'm here to talk about one word on the way to the airport this morning. Impossible and can't. Impossible and can't. Let me rephrase that. Can't and impossible. I want you to make a vow to yourself as the sunrise is lifting in front of me on a new dawning of a new day. I want you to make a vow to yourself and tell everybody you know. Hey, Brandon Love signing in. Hey, Jake Fountain, Spencer Brown. Trying to give me a run for president. I don't think so. Larry Shaw. Hello. I want you to tell, hey, Red Crawford, morning to you from Atlanta. I'm coming back to Atlanta right now. Tell everybody you know. Take the words can't and impossible out of your dictionary. Just remove them. Can't and impossible don't exist. And every time you tell yourself that, you are defeating yourself before you even start. Thoughts are things, so says my friend Rod McGrew. Thoughts are things. And whether you believe you can or believe you can't, hey Jenny Lyons from Wisconsin, Winchester, Virginia. Hey Brian Moore. Whether you believe Tiffany, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're absolutely right. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? It depends who's looking at the glass. So I met with Governor Kasich here about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and wasn't sure if I was going to like him. I do. Good man. I even respect him. And now we made a follow-up trip here, not just to meet with the state of Ohio, but to talk about bringing our work to the entire state, starting with a few of the counties here, and it looks extremely real that that's going to happen. Then I met with Steve Steinauer, one of the best CEOs of a bank in this country, the CEO of Huntington Bank, who's one of our partners on our board. And I can't tell you the details just yet. I won't get ahead of him, but we made a major deal when I was here to expand our work throughout the Huntington Bank franchise. And we'll be working with some major employers here in Columbus, and with D-Boat, also met with them who are in Canton, Ohio. So I want to see our work expand there too. But none of that would have been possible if I had thought I can't do this. This is not possible. This is impossible. How can I come here to a state that I don't live in, never lived in, don't have any real connections to, and expect to seed our work? From a few months ago, when I had no relationships whatsoever, to today, where we're like dear friends. I mean, even Andy likes me a little bit. We're gonna make some real changes here in Ohio and put some Hope Inside locations in this state. Hope Inside for kids, turning them to entrepreneurs. Hope Inside, an Internship America, creating a generation of internships for young people who get a B- or better. You get a B- or better, we're gonna give you a $500 stipend. We're gonna give you an internship at a company for 6 weeks. The $500 buys you business suits, business cards, transportation money, and food money for 6 weeks, so that you can go in and represent yourself with dignity in an employer here, wherever we drop this program. And then I'm convinced after 6 weeks that company will hire you, or they will find somebody who will hire you, because now you have a relationship with somebody who's got a business card, who likes you and respects you and admires you. And then we're gonna do Hope Business in the Box academies and raise a generation of young entrepreneurs, a generation of builders, which is what we're doing, which I put in my book, The MEMO, which is coming up in September. I detail that in some level of depth. And then we're doing, of course, Hope Inside locations and we have orders for 450 of them so far. But I just can't stress enough how you need to remove the words can't and impossible from your dictionary. They are so self-defeating. And people who are failures will tell you, you can't do this. They're really telling you, I want you to be a failure like me. You know, Benjamin Mays, which is the mentor to Dr. King, said the greatest sin was not failure, it's low aim. The greatest sin in life is not failure, it's low aim. And when you tell yourself you can't do something, you're defeating yourself before you ever started. You're gonna miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Come on now. You're gonna miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I was with Hank Aaron at our annual meeting. Go back and watch in Hope Global Forum's channel, hopeglobalforums.org, and watch the video, the 45 minutes with Hank Aaron and Ambassador Andrew Young. It was brilliant. But at the end, he let me freestyle a little bit, and I talked about, look, we know you're the home run king, the legitimate home run king, Hank Aaron. We know you have the record for the most strikeouts, but most folks don't know you have the record for the most home runs. I just gave it away. But most people don't know you have the record also for the most strikeouts. Boom. And he was surprised I knew that. But to me, I'm more impressed with the fact that he has a record for the most strikeouts and never gave up than I do impressed with the fact that he's got the record for the most home runs. Now I'm at the airport and there's a nice police officer in front of us, and she's probably let me sit here for about 3 minutes before she says, move this truck or get out the car. And I've got, what time is it? I got 7:52. I gotta get in my plane at 8:30, so I'm gonna make this short. That's why it's a one-word series. I can just hit. I cheated. It's 2 words in one session. But Hank Aaron would have lost completely. You would never heard of him had he been addicted to the word winning alone. That success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. That an entrepreneur works 18 hours a day to keep from getting a job. That as I put in love leadership, loss creates leaders. And as I've also put in love leadership, only rainbows follow storms, or you cannot have a rainbow without a storm first. So I want you to not be afraid of your failures, to be afraid of your transgressions, to be afraid of, you're so center divider, to be afraid of your problems and your challenges. I want you to embrace them. I want you to treat them like test cases and learning lessons. I want you to become immune to failures and problems. You know, I take no for vitamins. No's don't bother me. I take no for vitamins, over to rounded to it. I'm just going to get through it. I want you to get immune to that, and I want you to not be afraid to try, because if you don't try, you'll never win. So you've got to, from today, change your vocabulary, because you're talking yourself into things, and more importantly, you're talking yourself out of things. And you're mostly talking yourself out of even trying. Now, if you never try to be the nurse that you dream about, I guarantee you'll never do it. If you never try to be the entrepreneur you dreamed about, I guarantee you'll never do it. You never try to get that job, that raise at work by working harder, staying later, coming in earlier, I guarantee you'll never get it. You never try to fall in love because you're afraid of having your heart broken, I guarantee that you're going to have a life of underwhelming relationships. And Andy was saying goodbye to the people. It's a good guy. All right, peace. Oh, peace. He's even cool. All right, Andy. Thank you, sir. Oh, I need that. Thank you very much.
How am I going to be able to see that?
Go to John Hope Bryant Live. It's 31 million viewers and counting.
All right, man.
All right, man. See you later. So, I guarantee you, if you never try, you'll never succeed. So, if you're afraid of love, you'll never fall in love. Don't be afraid of love. In fact, embrace heartache and embrace heartbreak, because if you can't reach the highest mountain unless you risk the lowest valley. Hello, can I get an amen? You cannot reach the highest mountain unless you're willing to risk reaching the lowest valley. So, after I was homeless and had my first few failures, nothing stopped me. Nothing discouraged me. So now my motto is, over to round it through it, I'm just going to get to it. What's your motto? And what's your word for the day? Put it in the notes. I'm about to go through the security, make sure I catch my plane. What's your motto today? What's your motto this week? What are you about? What's your word? By the way, what's a word you want me to focus on? Write it down in Shibuzo says, wow, if you never try. Exactly. Most people never try. I just told you there's 4% unemployment in Ohio. You say, I can't get a job. No, you're not trying. Come to Ohio. I mean, a blind, dumb, stupid, ignorant, one person walks in reverse with zero education, but with chutzpah and enthusiasm for life, can get a job in Ohio because it's 4% unemployment. They hire everybody who's walking. But so if you're not working, it's because you don't have put enough energy into it, and you're not willing to risk everything to get what you want. So what are you willing to risk? Are you putting in 10 applications a day? And you say you can't get a job. Are you putting in 10 applications a day? If you applied at Operation Hope, the Urban League, the NAACP, LaRaza, if you tried everything possible every day, then tell me that you can't do something, and maybe I will buy that temporarily. But then we say, no, now today's a new day. Yesterday you failed. Do you know that Lincoln failed at everything he tried for the first 10 years of his life? I mean, he couldn't win. Abraham Lincoln couldn't win for dog catcher. And finally he became president. He lost his sweetheart, his childhood sweetheart. He lost his job. He literally could not win an election. Lost for U.S. Senate race, lost for Assembly race, then became President of the United States of America. Never, ever, 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 ever give up. Erica says, amen. So I'm going to go through security here in a minute. This is just a quick wake-up call for my viewers. Power hustle, Mamie says. Erica, amen. So tell me what your one word is. Tell me the words you want me to focus on in this one-word series. Go back and, by the way, look at the video called Focus. It's a great video done. I think it's great. One of my better ones. Some of them I don't think is all that good. I'll admit it. The Focus one is actually pretty good. Go back a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, and watch the video called Focus. And then I did another one called Determination. Is it Surviving versus Thriving? Go back and watch those. We got, so I'm looking for comments on what's the one word. Hey, Zoe Dredd, the names of the banks you're with. Oh man, we're with so many banks. So, is it Zoe Dredd? Go to operationhope.renew. Frederick wants me to do renew. Okay. Resilience, Frank Woodford wants me to do resilience. Believe, Erica. Strength, Red Crawford. That's my word for the year, by the way, strength. Sandy says, a powerful video, Focus. Yep. Go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. Favor, LaShawn. Yeah, I can do Favor, LaShawn. I can do that. Stamina, Alpha. Okay. Drive. Jake Fountain says, do Drive. Yeah, so I'm going to write all these down when I get on the plane. Confidence, Sandy. Okay. How to build confidence. Is that what you mean, Sandy? Revitalize, relentless, Davey. So when you put these in the comments, go back and put why you want me to put this in, do a focus on that. So I do it, and I get underneath the freedom. Mark Pyers. The person who asked which banks am I with, go to operationhope.org and you'll find all the banks, minority banks, Black, Latino banks, mainstream banks, the ones that we believe in, we work with, as well as major corporations, and we're partnering with to help to set you free. Okay, I got to get through security before I miss my flight. Love you guys much. I will respond on comments when I'm on the plane. Peace and light.